Chasing steelhead with fly equipment is great. If you haven't done it, you should. There are lots of ways to catch steelhead with fly equipment, but my favorite is just a classic approach called swinging, where you cast your fly across the current and let the current belly your line, and eventually on one of those swings, your line will go tight, a steelhead has grabbed your fly. You're going to have to make a lot of casts though, because you don't get a steelhead on every swing. What I'm leading you to is efficiency. Now you can swing with a single-handed fly rod, but today the majority of us who do this prefer a longer rod. It's commonly called a Spey rod. You might hear it referred to as a two-handed fly rod. I don't care about the terminology. What I do know is this: they're long. They're substantially longer than a single-hand rod. In most cases, probably your best all-around two-hander might be in a 13-foot range, maybe a little less in length, maybe a little bit more, but 13's a good mark. And maybe a 7 or an 8 weight is a very reasonable all-purpose two-handed fly rod. You probably think I'm here talking about just the rod. I'm not. What I wanted to talk about is the right reel for a two-handed fly rod. Two things to consider if you're looking for a Spey reel. The first is the lines we use today are substantially thicker than single-handed fly lines, meaning you're going to need a reel large enough to allow for the thicker fly line. Capacity, you'll hear it called capacity. So a fly reel that has enough space to handle these thicker two-handed fly lines, very important. Second part is this: the rod is long, so if you run out by the right capacity or size reel and think only about weight, meaning you want the lightest one, you might bump into a problem. And that problem is the reel's so light, the rod is so long that the whole outfit is out of balance. And what does that mean when you're fishing? Inefficient casts. You have to work harder. Remember, steelhead is typically a fish of 1,000 casts. So the second important thing is finding a reel with enough weight so that it balances out your longer rod. For example, this 13-foot 7 weight, my favorite rod, floats in my hands because the reel is weighted correctly. That way I can cast, I'm not working hard all day, it makes the whole process more enjoyable. Let me show you a little more on this specific reel, because this is my favorite two-handed fly reel. First of all, it comes in this beautiful leather case. It's kind of fun. Solid brass zipper, why not? But out pops your beautiful new reel. And fly reels today, they can get really fancy. This one is more a traditional looking fly reel. Yes, it's machined. Yes, it's anodized. Yes, we use solid brass features all around it. It's bomb proof, but what I love most about it, the classic sound. When your big fish runs downstream, this thing is going to make music to your ears. We did a couple of weird things on this reel though, and it's more of a nod to tradition. Every reel, for the most part, has a counterbalance weight across the spool from the handle, and that keeps your spool it keeps it spinning smoothly, actually. What we did is we decided, heck, why not just put another handle on the other side? Creates perfect balance, but more importantly, when you're fighting that fish, you can always find a handle on this beautiful reel. It has adjustable drag system. It's a click and pull drag system, a very classic but proven drag system, and this little brass knob allows you to dial in the pressure you want on your reel. But to me, it's the right reel to put on a more classic Spey rod. So you're kind of playing for a dress-up party. This is a classic reel that gives a nod to the reels of yesteryear, but are machined from the right contemporary materials and the right finishes. So we call this our Leland Reel Company, British Columbia Steelhead Fly Reel. If you are looking for a two-handed fly reel for your favorite two-handed or Spey fly rod, this is the one to get. Pop it on your rod, go make 1,000 casts, listen to it sing when your fish runs downstream, and enjoy life. Thanks for watching.